Hi, boys and girls. We're back to part 2, the 3 to 5. So we got to the point where we did this kind of big bush in here. Now, what I was thinking is you do not have to work this big. You can fold your paper in half and work on half of the paper because you might have an easier time doing it if you're working on half of the paper or just a smaller paper. You can practice your kind of wavy starry nights on a big piece of paper till you get it right. So we're back to doing this little area where we did this. We went around like this. We did this. I'm going to press harder so you can see it better. And I made this just kind of shape like that because that's supposed to be a bush. And we have this line. This is supposed to be like your the land this little village lives on. So what you do next is you make some little houses like that. Here, this is probably a church. So I made this. And once again, what are we doing? We're doing shapes. We're doing rectangles and triangles, right? And you can put in as many as you want, but this is supposed to be a little village. So here we go. We have, what do we have? A square and a triangle. And then we do the old-fashioned house. Keep it simple. All simple. Right? And I'm building this little village. And so you can do a lot of these little houses. But if you notice, it kind of comes off my paper. You know how I always say, no, don't have stuff come off the paper. But I'm having this come off the paper. All right. You want to put some little windows in there because it's nighttime. And the windows will be yellow because they have their lights on. And so you want to put some windows in here because these buildings will be dark. So I've just put in a couple little squares and I have my little village. And if you want to make some more little houses, you may do that. And then, of course, I have these big wavy circles. What you want to do once you have this kind of little mountain is you want to add another piece. And how you do that is you just follow this shape. Just follow that shape. Just keep going. I went a little higher here and I followed that line. And it's in back of this big bush. And now what I'm going to do, hopefully once you get this done, you weren't pressing hard. You can use a color pencil and you can color. And if you do it on a half a piece of paper, you can fold your paper. You won't have much to fill in and color. So what I did was I took my color pencil and I kind of did the background all blue because I don't think, I don't know if you have paint. So some watercolor, otherwise you could do it in the watercolor, but I'm just using my color pencil and you just kind of very lightly make that whole background a blue because it's really a darker blue. But what we're going to do is we'll be doing these swirling lights. So then what we're going to, let's do it this way. So then what we will be doing, let me adjust this. What we will be doing is we'll be making simple lines. So we will just be making these lines. They're just like dash lines. Do you see what we're doing? They're just dash. If we were in school, we would be using a Q-tip and making dots with it all around with paint. But I don't know if you have that at home. So we used to do this with Q-tips, but we can do it with this. And I'm using a marker. And so I know most of you guys do have a marker, so it should be okay. If not, use your color pencil, use your crayons, and just do these dash lines. But you see, one row isn't enough. So now I'm going to take a different blue, and I'm going to continue that. So I'm going to build this dash line. I'm going to go right next to it, and I'm going to keep building this line around. So you see you see all these dash lines in here? So you're going to keep building these dash lines. So I don't have any white. I mean, if you have, I don't think you're going to have any white. But you can always leave a little white opening, a little white space opening. And now I'm going to keep going around, and I'm going to use different blues that are going around in little dash lines. And so I'm going to go back to my other blue, and I'm going to keep working on these little dash lines. Very easy to do. If you notice my hand here, I'm just going right across, and I'm working on these dash lines. And have fun with it. Just keep going across. Oops, let me do it this way so you can see it better. And I'm just following that same shape. Do you see how I'm following that? I'm not going away from that shape. This would be like your interpretation of Starry Night. And if you do have paints, get some of your mom's Q-tips and try putting little dots in if you like. But it's not necessary. Let's do some lines. It's whatever you feel like doing. If you're bored, it'll take you longer. But you can do these dash lines with markers or crayons or colored pencils, up to you. But do you see how I'm following this shape around? And that's what we'll be doing. We'll be following these shapes around. Now, and you'll be doing it to all of these. And what you do is you just keep doing that. And here, we'll go back over here, and we'll go back around here until this whole shape is filled up. And it'll kind of go into that shape a little bit, but that's okay. And then you can start that one, because it's going to go on the opposite side with the opposite color. So you keep going around, round, round, round we go. And there you go. So do you see how this is building up? And then what you do with this one, because it's aqua down here, then you're going to start with this one with the darker blue. And I don't know how many different blues you have, but you can intermix the blues, because this shape is going in the opposite direction of that. Did you notice? And now I'm going to continue with this all around here. And make sure they're like dash lines. Just like that. And what do I do now? I put in the aqua, because it's going in the reversed section. Now I'm not going to do this whole thing, but this should all be filled in. And now I will go back here, and I'll start that. We don't have much time left, so let me go as quickly as I can. And you can look up on your computer. I'm sure your parents will let you look up on the computer Starry Night. And you can see some more of Vincent van Gogh's artwork. And you can see I'm starting to build this one, which is going in the opposite direction. Now, when you get into this part, this is not the sun. He just added color there. So I'm going to take my orange, wherever it is, here it is. I'm going to take my orange, and you can see that I'm here on the side, and I'm going to fill that in with my orange, because that's where he has his color. And I'll just keep working in orange and yellow around here. And that's what I'll do on these circles. Okay? So just keep working in the orange and the yellows around these circles. So while I have this out, I'll take my yellow and I'll fill in the windows with yellow because it's nighttime and they have their lights on, correct? And you can make these windows dark, the windows yellow, sorry. And here I have my windows yellow. And then I will take, you can use, I'm just filling this in with my pencil. You can use a black crayon or whatever you have that you can use. And if you look at this picture online, you'll see it's black. But I'm just doing this quickly for you because this is all black. You can use your black marker. But I would work on, I'm giving you a rough now. You can work with your black marker on this, but I would work on this part first. I would get your sky in, and then I would work on this part. And so I'm just giving you a rough now, and then all of this, all these buildings can be in gray and black. And so I'm just doing a quick pencil of this. I'm making the side of this darker, and this will be lighter. Or you can use navy or dark blue on this, however you want to do it. Or your markers on that too. And don't forget that when you do this part, right in here, it's going to be green and yellow, like your picture, right? And just keep working on that. Just keep working on that and do it with dash lines, except for your dark spots, except for these. Do everything in a dash line. And you'll have a little picture of Starry Night. Have fun with it, boys and girls. Just enjoy it. Have fun. I'll see you next week. I miss you all. God bless you. Send my best to your parents. And I'll see you soon. Bye.